Fun fact, if you embrace frugal living, you could actually save over $10,000 a year. That's right, we're talking serious cash. But here's the million-dollar question. Do you know the secret to living like a boss on a budget? Well, stick around because I'm about to spill the tea on some old-school money-saving hacks. Today we're diving into the world of frugal living. But don't roll your eyes just yet. We're not talking about extreme couponing or living off ramen. Nope, we're bringing back some timeless, old-fashioned tips that are still total game changers in today's wild economy. So let's get this money. And today we're gonna take you to old-fashioned frugal living tips to try today. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and that little notification bell icon so that you don't miss out on any of our video updates. Plus, it helps us spread the Thrive Wise love to help more people thrive wisely. Now, let's begin. Alright, let's keep it real for a second. We're living in a world where everywhere you look, there's something new to buy. Your Instagram feed is basically a non-stop shopping spree. And don't even get me started on TikTok. It's like the algorithm knows the second you get paid. But here's the tea. While we're out trying to keep up with the Kardashians, our bank accounts are screaming for help. Budgeting? That's about as fun as watching paint dry. And saving money? Please, in this economy, it feels like Mission Impossible. We're constantly bombarded with messages telling us that we need the latest and greatest everything. New phone? You gotta have it. Designer bag? You can't live without it. How about avocado toast? Well, that's just essential. And let's not forget about those sneaky expenses that creep up on us. Subscriptions we forgot we had, impulse buys we regret the next day, and don't even get me started on how much we're spending on food delivery. It's like we're stuck in this cycle of work, spend, repeat, and before we know it, we're stressed about money, living paycheck to paycheck, and wondering where it all went wrong. But don't worry, I've got your back, and we're about to turn this ship around. So let's take a look at some old school knowledge that will have your wallet thanking you. These tips are so timeless, they're basically the Betty White of money-saving hacks. So let's start off with number 1. Meal planning. Let's kick things off with meal planning, the frugal equivalent of meal prepping's great-grandma. Picture this. Instead of staring blankly into your fridge every night like it's a crystal ball, you've got a game plan. Fun fact, the average American family wastes about $1,500 worth of food annually. That's like throwing away a decent vacation or a small herd of designer goats. Here's how you do it. First, you scope out those grocery store flyers like you're planning a heist. Then you build your menu around what's on sale. And finally, you make a list and stick to it like it's the last slice of pizza at a party. Here's also a pro tip. Try the pantry challenge. It's like your own personal episode of Chopped. But instead of a mystery basket, you're working with whatever random ingredients are lurking in your cupboards. You might discover you're a culinary genius, or at least save a few bucks on groceries. Number 2. Do it yourself or DIY. Next up, we've got DIY projects, because it's time to channel your inner Bob Villa, or Bob the Builder, whichever you prefer. Did you know that the average hourly rate for a handyman is around $60 to $65? That's like paying someone $1 a minute to watch paint dry. So, what can you DIY? You can start by learning basic home repairs. Then you can try making your own cleaning products. Usually, vinegar and baking soda are the Batman and Robin of cleaning. And don't forget about upcycling furniture, because one person's trash is another person's Pinterest-worthy masterpiece. Remember that DIY isn't just about saving money. It's also about the satisfaction of looking at something and saying, I made that. Even if it's slightly lopsided and your significant other is eyeing it suspiciously. Number 3. Thrift shopping. Now let's talk about thrift shopping. It's like a treasure hunt, but instead of gold, you're searching for that perfect vintage jacket or a barely used KitchenAid mixer. Here's a mind-blowing statistic. The average American throws away about 81 pounds of clothing each year. That's like tossing out a middle schooler's worth of clothes annually. So when it comes to thrifting, here's the tea. Hit up wealthy neighborhoods, because rich people's trash is often barely used treasure. You can also learn basic sewing skills because hemming pants is easier than explaining why you're wearing floods. And keep an open mind. That ugly lamp could be one DIY project away from being Insta-worthy. Remember, thrifting isn't just about clothes. You can find everything from furniture to books to kitchen gadgets. It's like the dollar store, but with better quality and a dash of nostalgia. Number 4. The magic of bartering. Bartering is like Venmo but with skills instead of cash. Imagine this. You're a whiz at graphic design, and your neighbor is basically the plant whisperer. Instead of both of you shelling out cash, you trade services. You get a thriving indoor jungle, and they get a shiny new logo for their dog walking business. It's a win-win. So, what can you barter? Try babysitting swaps, because paying for childcare is about as fun as stepping on a Lego. Or go for skill exchanges. You can teach someone how to cook in exchange for guitar lessons. And don't forget about tool sharing, because nobody needs a power washer every day of the year. Number 5. Embrace the use it up, wear it out mentality. This one's straight from the Great Depression playbook, but it's more relevant than ever in our throwaway society. Did you know that the average American generates about 4.9 pounds of trash per day? That's like giving birth to a bowling ball of garbage every single day. So, how do we embrace this mentality? You can start by turning old t-shirts into cleaning rags, because paper towels are so 2010. Use every last drop of products. I dare you to cut open that lotion bottle. And repurpose glass jars, because mason jars aren't just for hipster weddings anymore. Number 6. The lost art of mending. Time to dust off that sewing kit, because mending clothes isn't just for grandmas anymore. Here's a not so fun fact. Fast fashion produces about 10% of all of humanity's carbon emissions. That's more than all international flights and maritime shipping combined. So, let's get started with mending. You can learn some basic stitches at first, which is basically like connect the dots, but with thread. Then you can embrace visible mending, because holes can be fashion statements too. And why not host a mending party? It's like a book club, but it's actually productive. Number 7. The power of the library. Last but not least, let's talk about the OG of frugal entertainment, the library. Did you know that the average American spends around $118 per month on entertainment? That's like buying a small library's worth of books every single month. To maximize your library experience, start by borrowing books, audiobooks, and even ebooks. It's like Audible but free. Use their databases for research and say goodbye to paid subscriptions. And don't forget to attend free events and classes, because learning is the new partying. But if those aren't enough, how about I show you the ultimate game changer in frugal living? It's actually all about mindset. Forget keeping up with the Joneses. It's time to keep up with your future self. Here's the mind-blowing tip. Implement the 30-day rule for all non-essential purchases. It's like putting your impulse buys on timeout. Picture this. You're scrolling through Instagram and boom, you see those sick new sneakers you just have to have. Instead of hitting buy now, you write it down and set a 30-day timer. If you still want it after a month, go for it. But here's the kicker. 9 times out of 10, you'll forget about it faster than that TikTok dance you were obsessed with last week. This simple trick can save you hundreds, maybe even thousands a year. It's like having a time-traveling financial supervisor who stops you from making regrettable purchases. And the best part, you're not just saving money. You're gaining clarity on what truly matters to you. It's like Marie Kondoing your spending habits. Suddenly, you're not just surviving paycheck to paycheck. You're thriving and building the life you actually want. From meal planning to mending and everything in between. These old school tips aren't just about pinching pennies. They're about creating a more intentional, sustainable lifestyle. By embracing frugality, you're not just saving money. You're investing in your future. Also, what's the craziest thing you've ever done to save money? Was it worth it? Share your wild money-saving adventures in the comments below. Let's see who's the ultimate frugal champion. And well, that's basically old-fashioned frugal living tips to try today. And thank you guys so much for watching today's video. And hey, it seems that YouTube thinks that the next video can completely transform your financial situation. Watch it to find out whether they're correct. And please don't forget to click the subscribe button to see more videos on how to thrive wisely. Till next time.